Hi, welcome to today's version of Common Sense. On my recent visit to Williamsburg, Virginia, I sat in on a session of the court. This was the 1700s version of the county court, where the judge and lawyer dealt with things like divorce, bad business dealings, things like that. When I was there, one case they did got me to thinking. In this circumstance, a man was brought before the court because he didn't attend church. Very quick history lesson here. Unlike the New England colonies and some others, Virginia was not founded on the basis of religious liberty. Quite the contrary. Virginia was 100% a royal colony and everyone had to attend the Church of England. In the court case I listened to, the man brought before the court was a Catholic and didn't go to the Anglican Church. Normally this offense was solved with a simple fine if it was a Church of England goer who didn't attend. However, as a Catholic, this man had no rights in the colony of Virginia. Anything he did had to be monitored by the government officials. He couldn't have any weapons, couldn't wander freely around, and the sheriff could barge in and search his home at any time. This was life in the 1770s in Virginia under British rule. In this simple illustration, I could see why we have freedom of religion in this country and the separation of church and government. On the first, freedom of religion. That means all religions can operate and do their thing in the United States. That means Christians, Jewish people, Muslims, Hindus, etc. This also includes any religion that a presidential candidate has a problem with. And you know who you are, Mr. Trump, on that one. This also means if you want to promote your non-religion, like atheism, then God bless you. And yeah, that was a pun. A poor one, but you're allowed by law to do so. So go for it. As for the separation of church and state, that means we don't want the government telling a religion what to do or a religion telling the government. However, that is all it means. It does not mean that we cannot even mention God at public assemblies or anything like that because someone might be offended. It does not mean that a cross or a Star of David has to be taken off memorials to fallen soldiers. The phrase is separation of church and state, not no mention of God at all. Look, if I'm offending some progressive group or diehard atheist, I'm sorry. I don't mean any disrespect, but grow the hell up. If your doctrine or belief is so weak that the only way you can promote it is to force the government to remove the opposition, then the only thing more pitiful than your arrogance is your weak argument. You know what I liked with many of the public speeches I heard at Williamsburg? The constant mentioning of God used in proclamations and debates back then. Maybe if that was done more today, we'd be in better shape. We sing God Bless America. Why should He bless us if we don't bless Him? Is there any coincidence in the fact that our country has been going downhill the more we downplayed God? I think not. By the way, I do not want someone to twist these words and say since we have become more tolerant of gays, other races, equality, sexes, etc., we've gone downhill. I'm just talking about not even allowing God in the conversation anymore. I believe that there are plenty of examples of God's hand over the United States. All we have to do is look at our country's beginning. While down in the Williamsburg area, I visited the battlefield at Yorktown. This is where the colonists defeated the British, which led to our independence. Did you know that there had to be 13 big things that needed to go exactly right for Washington to defeat the British? And they did. That doesn't just happen, folks. Miracles have happened all through our country's history. If you don't believe in God, fine. However, if I have to listen to your multitude of reasons why there is no God and supposed to be happy with it, then you have to accept my belief in a supreme being and live with that. That is freedom of religion and separation of government and religion. You want to keep pushing God out of the equation? Then do so at your own risk.